Okay, so we are here wrapping up our 2 days of live coverage at The Summit in Tempe, Arizona. And we're wrapping up, as we like to do, with the man himself, Steven Jarvis, who is the CEO of Retirement Tax Services and also their head CPA, and the man responsible for putting all this on. Kudos to a great conference.
Well, thank you, Chuck. We're super excited about the impact we've had this year and what this conference has meant for so many people.
Yeah, so I know we were talking off camera. This was your third year doing this.
Yeah, that's right. We started in 2023.
Okay, and this was my first time coming,
Yeah.
and definitely not going to be the last. I thought it was great, and I was talking to Matthew about this as well,
Yeah.
Perfect RIA,
Yeah.
and you guys do this kind of in tandem, it seems. So he kind of led it off day one, and then you have the other 2 days, but you're both on stage quite a bit, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And what I was saying to him, I'll say to you, and I cover a lot of conferences now. What I would equate this to is very similar to the vibe I felt at T3 and Bob Veris's Insiders Forum.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, it's a very community type of vibe, as opposed to sort of the more megalopolis type conferences, which is not bad. I love those too, but it's a very different vibe. It's very community oriented.
Yeah.
How did you build this type of community over these 3 years or so that you've been putting these conferences on?
Well, I appreciate the compliment because I do take that as a compliment. Those are incredible conferences. There's definitely a lot of intentionality behind it. I think some of it comes from how often Matthew and I are both creating other content and putting ourselves out there so that people know what we're all about. And one of those things is that we're all about taking action. So everyone knows that whatever they do with us, it's going to end with, here's what I can do about it. And so we've curated this group of people who are all about taking action, which means they're also all about learning from other people and sharing their own experiences. And so this isn't an audience who comes and sits and protects their little secrets. They're here to learn, and they're humble enough to learn. There's advisors here who have been doing this for years and are crushing it, but they keep coming back because they want to always level up for their clients.
That's a great thing, and I will say that's another takeaway that I have is a lot of actionable steps. Not just like content and just on and on and on, but like actionable steps that you can actually bring back to your firm.
Yeah.
And again, I go to a lot of conferences, and sometimes I go out of a session like, what do I do with this? It was great, it was entertaining, but what do I do with this?
Yeah.
How do you develop that type of content while doing all the other stuff that you're doing?
Again, it's a lot of intentionality. I think it's also just a lot of practice. It's a lot of taking the time to say, what do we want to be doing different? Because we've also, I mean, you were very kind to compare us to some really great conferences out there. We've all been to conferences, like you said, where we leave and it's like, why did I go? And especially in the age of so much content, one of the things we're super clear with our speakers, whether that's ourselves or other partners we have here, say you have to do something here that people can't just get on YouTube, that you can't just hear on your podcast. You have to, and so it forces everyone who gets on our stage to really think about, what am I going to do at the summit that's going to leave an impression, it's going to make people grateful they came and experienced this in person as opposed to just listening to the recording.
That's a great way to put that. And that makes sense from the sessions I was able to attend.
Yeah.
Make sure that the speaker is not doing what they could find on video.
Yeah.
And now that you say that, I'm connecting the dots, and I kind of felt that way, that I was like, this is actually pretty interesting, unique content.
Thank you.
That I don't think I've seen before.
Yeah.
So let's look forward a little bit.
Yeah.
So this is year 3. What's going to happen with year 4?
Well, we're so excited about year 4. Actually, during the conference this year, we opened up registration for next year already. We got dates set. We're going to be back here. We're actually in Scottsdale, so about 15 minutes north of where we are now. We love the venue we were in, but we're already too big for it. So we're expecting over 350 advisors next year. It'll be September 27th through 30th, back here near the Phoenix airport. And next year, we're going to have a real emphasis on how we do great financial planning with taxes at the center. And so the other thing you'll see in the audience, I don't know that it was necessarily obvious to you, but we make a point of tracking it. We've got people who keep coming back every year. We're not putting on the same conference every year because new challenges come up, we learn new things, and so we're making it so an advisor could come back every year and learn new things every year. So we're excited to keep growing, we're excited to keep expanding our partnerships. Our attendees, our affiliates, all the people who attend say the same thing you just did, which is, hey, this isn't going to be my last conference.
All right, that sounds good. Well, I tell you what, that's a good place to put a pin in it for today. Steven Jarvis, thank you so much for your hospitality and for putting on a really phenomenal conference.
Thanks, Chuck.
All right, so that's it for this conference and our coverage thereof. Next stop for me is going to be the Windy City, Chicago, where I'll be covering the CFP Connections Conference next Monday and Tuesday. So look out for that. But for now, on behalf of goRIA, fueled by Investment News, I'm Chuck Vela, and thank you again, Steven, for a great time.